Hello, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood. Today's episode is super fast paced, super fun, super upbeat, and something we've never done before, so I am super excited to get into it. So, I'm just going to give you a little preface. Today's episode is going to be very similar to our blog, which is funny because usually our blogs are centered around our episode, but I feel like today's episode is centered around our blog. So if you don't read our blog every week, what are you doing? You need to click the link in the episode description below if you're on Spotify, or the YouTube description if you're on YouTube or some other platform, and subscribe to our blog that comes out every Monday a few hours after our podcast. I love our blog. It basically repreaches everything that we talk about. It is so much fun. I get to tell you guys what I'm loving this week, and that's what I thought I would do for this week's episode. I'm about to head back to Colorado for finals, and I was like, why not do a fun, upbeat episode before finals? So that's what I'm here to give you guys. So this episode is titled Barbie Thoughts, Things That I Have Been Obsessed With This Week. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to our blog, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. All the links are in our episode description below, and submit your Ask Alex questions for a chance to be featured in next week's episode of Literally My Life. Okay, let us get into it. So. Our first segment is titled What I'm Loving This Week. Okay, with the holidays coming up, there's so many things to buy, there's so many things to look at, there's so many things to go after. And I have been very careful about things that I want for Christmas and things that I like. So I decided for Christmas this year, I'm just going to get the things that I've been loving already. I'm not going to try new things. I'm not going to try to be adventurous and fun and whatever. I'm just going to get the things that I like already. Okay, so what have I been loving this week? One thing that I have been obsessed with makeup wise, you guys know I'm a makeup guru to an extent. I have been totally obsessed with the NYX glue primer and the NYX setting spray that pairs with the glue primer. I tried it today. No. I've been using the glue primer. That's why when we re-got it, that's a restock. It is so good. Like, it feels like I got Botox. Like, my skin is so firm and smooth and beautiful. I love it. But I tried the setting spray today that goes with it. Absolutely love it. I 110% recommend this for your holiday wish list, especially if you're a makeup girl like me. When I do my makeup as a sports reporter, I have to do my makeup for 12, 13, 15, sometimes 20 hours a day. And I have to be on camera all the time, and it's just a lot for me. So I need my makeup to look good. I don't want my makeup to fade or crack or, I don't want to look musty. I don't want to look bad. I'm on camera all the time. And my makeup literally stays the best with this primer. I've tried high-end expensive primers. I've tried everything around the world. NYX glue primer is that girl. That gal. So I'm obsessed with that, and I'm obsessed with the setting spray. I used the setting spray today for the first time. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, please look at my face. Please look at my face. I'm giving you guys a close-up. I feel so smooth. I wish you guys could touch my skin. It's so smooth. I feel like my skin never feels this soft, but it's so soft. It gives me this Botox snatched feeling, and I'm 100% obsessed with it. 100%. I also should have mentioned this in the introduction, but I'm going to be linking all of the products that I will be talking about in this episode in my LTK and Amazon storefront, which will also be in the episode description for this. So make sure to shop all of those things to get your holiday goodies this year and see what Chicago Barbie is using and wearing. Okay, so a hair product that I have been loving. I recently got my hair done. Look at this. Look at this. Yes, honey. I talk about it all the time on my TikTok. I should start a TikTok shop. Oh my god. But I talk about it all the time on my TikTok. I use the Kenra's Boutique Anti-Humidity Spray. It really, really helps me. When I first moved to Colorado, a lot of people were talking about my hair because my hair looked just a little bit of a mess. Just a little bit. And the Kenra, since I got the Kenra's anti-humidity spray, my hair, I've not had a bad hair day since. Well, I've had a few, but those were days I didn't use it. The Kenra's anti-humidity spray really keeps my hair together. It keeps my hair not frizzy. It keeps my hair cute because I'm a girl, I wear weave. A lot of people don't know that, actually, especially going to PWI. They're like, what's a weave? But I do wear weaves. I do get closure sew-ins to protect my hair. Well, actually, this is my first closure. I've been getting leave-outs, but I do get sew-ins to protect my natural hair, and I don't like to flat iron my leave-out every day. I'm just not one of those people. I don't like to do it. So using the Kenra's anti-humidity spray helps me prevent from doing that, especially in the Boulder heat, the Chicago heat, New York heat, wherever I'm at. It just spray a little 8 to 10 inches away, just spray a little around your edges. And then it also says in the bottle to spray on your hair as well. You know, this, that good Vietnamese stuff, but I still spray it and it still comes together. I spray it literally every day. I sprayed it today and I have not left my house once. It's piling snow outside. I'm not playing. I will not leave the house without spraying that hairspray. So go get your Kenra's anti-humidity spray. Okay, so I moved to Colorado a few months ago, but I have not tried Dutch Brothers until about a week ago. About a week ago. And I've been obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed with it. It has been delicious and on my radar, and I am obsessed with it. It's just so good. Okay, so I got the chai latte with like, my friend ordered it for me, but I got a chai latte and then we just put like a little bit more milk in it to make it a little sweeter. It tasted so, wow, that was really bad English. It tastes so good. It was really, really delicious. And I was super nervous. I was like, because I went to Dutch Bros one time before, I think it was Easter of no, it was Easter of this year when I was here visiting Colorado. I was like, whatever. I got this like refresher. I was like, it wasn't that good to me. So when my friends were like, oh, let's go to Dutch Bros, like, let's drive into the city and get it. You know, I'm down for a spontaneous ride forever, but I was really nervous about it. Babe, I was obsessed with my chai latte from Dutch Bros. Actually, I go back to Colorado on Tuesday. That's the first thing I want when I leave DIA. I want my Dutch Bros. I want my Dutch Bros. I want my chai latte from Dutch Bros. I'm also obsessed with being in my soft girl era or being delusional or being whatever I am. I can't lie to you guys. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. I've been really anxious as of recently, like my anxiety. I was talking about that in today's TikTok. I was talking to you guys about my anxiety and how I feel like I have like flare-ups where just basically times where my anxiety is worse, like it's worse at times than other times. And I feel like I'm having a flare-up right now, so I'm like obsessed with being anxious. But I don't recommend that. Don't buy that off of my storefront. Okay, so let's dive into our second segment, what I'm learning this week. I am learning to be anxious for nothing, but instead pray about everything. Since being home, I've kind of like not been praying a lot or reading my Bible the most. I don't know why. I'm usually so good at that in Boulder, and then I got to Chicago and I like totally forgot to pray. So I need a really good prayer session tonight. But I'm learning not to be anxious. I feel like my anxiety is like really weighing on me and I'm having a really bad flare up right now. I have to go see a shrink. Like you guys know me, like, okay, so let me give you guys a little background. I got I got diagnosed with anxiety last year. Last year it was like 2024, it was summer 2024, it was right before my senior year. And I remember I was so like, no, I don't have it. Because I was going through family therapy. It was this whole thing. And our family therapist told me that. And I was like, no, I don't. So then I went to start seeing an individual therapist, which is actually like required. But anyway, I had to go see this individual therapist. And I love him. I love him so much. I really need to go see him now because we used to work magic in those sessions. Okay, he was good. And he just diagnosed me with it one day too. He was like, you have general anxiety. He was like, actually, he said I was the textbook case for it. And I was like, say what now? I was like, no way, I have anxiety. Because I never portrayed myself to be an anxious person. But now that I see myself like not sleeping at night, because I don't sleep at night. When I was in the fourth grade, I had really bad sleep paralysis. And ever since then, I like just have periods of time, which is probably the flare-ups, where I don't sleep at night. I wake up, either I don't fall asleep until 3 a.m. or I'll be up from the hours, like I'll wake up around 10 or 11 and I'll just be up till 5, 6 a.m. Last night I went to bed at 10, woke up at 2 and went to bed at 6 and then woke up at 12. And that's been my day. Yes. I hate it though, because I love waking up early in the morning. Like I love waking up at 9 or like 8 o'clock in the morning, talking to God, working out, like having a really productive morning because I feel like it sets the tone for your day. And that's messing with me because I don't sleep at night because I have bad anxiety, which I hate to admit. So I have to like get treatment and stuff for it. I don't want to go on medication because I just feel like I don't need it, but it is kind of bad right now. So lots of prayer because prayer is power, and we'll see where that goes. I'm learning about friendship. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. I am learning that friendship is more important than I thought it was. You know, I have a good group of girlfriends back in Boulder, and we hung out every single night, and we would get dinner every night, and I just took that for granted because now that I've been home, I've been a little lonely. And I miss their presence, and I miss their company, and I guess I forgot how much a great friendship really means. So I feel like if you have good people in your life that you're blessed to be around every day because you go to school with them or whatever, don't take that for granted. I forgot also how weird it is to be on break. Winter break feels like summer break. Like, it's hard for me because I feel like I have friends at home, but I don't have like a lot. And then I don't have like, I feel like when you're younger, when you're like 13, 14, before you have a responsibility, in the summertime, you can hang out with your friends every day and like go to carnivals and make sidewalk chalk and do all kinds of stuff that we used to do. But now that we're older and people have jobs and lives and stuff, it's like you don't really have much to do, if that makes any sense, because you can't see each other every day. And then I don't have like a 9 to 5. Well, I have to get one because I'm really bored. So I'm bored a lot. Okay. I also wanted to talk about the things I'm learning about work-life balance. I've said this before, I'm learning to film my life and not live to film. Sometimes I feel like I have a really bad problem with striking a work-life balance. I feel like I just work, and I'll be like, oh, I need to film, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I'm like, no, I need to breathe. I need to enjoy my life with my friends. I need to enjoy my life with my family. I don't need to live my life to film it. I need to film my life. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of it. People like to see my vlogs. People like to see me doing stuff. They don't like to see me, you know what I mean? Like stressed out or whatever. And I feel like my content where I'm stressed out and I'm just trying to film whatever, instead of just authentically filming what I'm doing throughout the day does not do as well for a reason. So I'm learning to balance that better and not stress myself out as much. Although I'm stressing out, I feel like you can feel my anxiety through the screen. I'm anxious right now. Like I can't sit down. Like I want to like bounce around and do cartwheels and all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. So this is something I've learned about being away from home. I've learned the real independence of being an adult. I've learned to balance I've learned to balance school. I've learned to balance friends. I've learned to balance career. I've learned to balance it all being in college for 1 semester. So look at that. You should go to Boulder. It teaches you a lot about responsibility. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Boulder really is a top party school, unless you're black. But no, it can be a top party school if you're black. I'm just not like into that scene. I've really learned to be an adult who prioritizes things and balances things, even though I'm not the best at it. I'm really not, especially with all these anxiety and health flare-ups that I have. But I have learned to balance life a little bit more. And then a mindset shift I'm trying out is just knowing that my thoughts are just that they're thoughts and that they have no control over me, is something that I need to keep repeating to myself because I'm having a really bad anxiety flare up. But I want this episode to be fun and lighthearted and like fast paced and cool, so we're not going to talk about my crippling anxiety. We're just not going to talk about it. Okay, let's get into our third segment, faith and favor. Okay, a moment with God. Okay, because I need it. Because I haven't been praying. I'm sorry, God. One thing that's really been saying me, oh my God, I don't know the exact verse, but it's in Philippians where it's just said, so don't be anxious about anything, but instead pray about everything. Come to God with requests and He will. Ooh, I wish I knew it. I found it. It's Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 7. That's the Bible verse that I need. That's what I need to do. I don't want to be anxious about anything. I remember in 2019, I watched this sermon by the pastor at Life Church, and it was literally titled Anxious for Nothing, and it was like a 3-part series, and I was obsessed with it. I was absolutely obsessed with it. It was on some kind of like YouVersion Bible app sister app that I used to have, and I remember watching it and just falling in love with Life Church and the pastor, and it was just so true about how you shouldn't be anxious about anything. So that's the Bible verse that I'm going to be carrying because we see that I'm kind of struggling with that. I also want to talk about, I just wrote down bullet points, like a moment I felt God was pushing me, protecting me, or redirecting me. How do I talk about this? My best friend, who I think you guys are all very familiar with, was talking to someone that I know. And he's good friends with someone that we've talked about extensively on here, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. And I was really anxious about the situation. I think that's what triggered the flare up. And I just felt like I was trying to protect my best friend from going through some of the stuff that I had to go through because birds of a feather flock together. I just knew how the situation was going to go. And obviously it kind of turned out the way that I thought it was going to turn out. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, haha, like I told you so, because I'm not that kind of person. And obviously I want the best for my best friend. And like, I'm never going to be jealous or upset or anything like that. But I feel like God was, in a way, protecting the both of us. And it taught me a lot about ego. It taught me a lot about self-esteem. It taught me a lot about how guys our age, because, you know, we're only 18. We're not even 19 yet. And my best friend's barely 18. it taught me a lesson about how guys our age will go about dating certain girls, and this whole like above and out of people's league thing. I would talk about it more on here, but it's just something really personal to the both of us. And there's just some things that don't need to be filmed. And then I've been reminding myself that being chosen by God matters more than being chosen by anybody else. I think I said in our last episode, it doesn't matter who tells you no if God told you yes. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself and keep saying to myself. It does not matter if everybody tells me no, because God told me yes. God told me that this is my career. God told me that this is what I need to be doing. God told me this. And that's just how I'm going to carry it on. That's just what I'm going to be doing because God told me yes. And if God tells you something, it does not matter who tells you something against it. It does not matter who tries to fight against it. It doesn't matter what weapon they will form against you, because it will not prosper because God told you yes. And that's it. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself. And I think that should also help with this whole anxiety thing, because I'm anxious about 100 different outcomes, but I know that I'm chosen. I know that God told me yes, and I don't have to be anxious for anything, but instead, by prayer and petition, submit my request to God. Last thing, I also want to talk about how God has grounded me through big dreams and big transitions and just so many things happening for me at one time, and God guiding me through it and showing me how to navigate it. There's been a lot of, I would say, public and like private backlash to the whole Chicago Barbie thing, especially since going to college. And I feel like I've been able to deal with it pretty well for the most part. But at times it has been hard to deal with. At times it's been a lot to deal with. And I've dealt with a lot of the backlash and stuff. And God's really showed me how to navigate that. And God's really showed me how to guide through that and how to respond with class, or how to just not respond at all, because sometimes things are not worth your energy or your attention. And if you really want to dive deep into that, go watch our episode, No Reaction is a Reaction, because it is one. Okay, let's get into our fourth segment, what I'm praying for. I'm praying for new media opportunities. I really want to get the Alex Elamine show back on its feet. Being in Colorado kind of changed that whole sports thing around for me, but I don't care. I'm determined to get things picking up and moving, and I'm just praying on that, and I hope you guys pray that for me as well. I'm praying for connections that align with my purpose, whether that be my purpose in prophetic speaking, whether that be my purpose in sports media, whether that be my purpose in social media. I'm just praying that I make connections with people that align with that purpose. I'm praying that as we build like Chicago Barbie into a brand, so many people are going to laugh at me for saying that. He who laughs last laughs the loudest. I love doing this. I love doing this podcast. It's so fun. No, but like, I feel like Chicago Barbie's gained a significant amount of attention in Colorado, a lot more than I would have ever guessed. And so why not capitalize off of it? Why not? I'm praying for new creative ideas. I feel like I have some really cool stuff in store. Really cool stuff in store. And a lot more than just videos and more content. Like, I have some actually really cool things in store. But I always am praying for new creative ideas. I want to pray to like think of stuff that hasn't been thought of before. I want to, express myself creatively and express myself to be relatable and show the introverted, fun, like stupid side of me to people in new, fun, and fascinating ways. I'm praying for better routines. Like with this whole sleep thing, it's throwing my whole day off. I feel like when you don't get an adequate or the right amount of sleep, it can just throw your whole routine off. So I'm praying for better routines, which means I'm praying for better sleep patterns. Tonight, it's 6:28. Tonight, my goal is to be asleep by 10 o'clock. I will let you guys know next week if I reach that goal. And I'm praying for more discipline. And when I get back, I definitely want to go to like Hot Walks Boulder. I want to get back into working out. I want to get into my Bible. I want to, work really hard, like work on some opportunities that I have with my career and stuff. Pass all my finals, of course. And I'm going to need the discipline for it. In my prayers, I always pray, like, God, I pray against the spirit of procrastination, of laziness. I pray for the spirit of determination, of hard work, like for the best work ethic possible, and for you to give me the strength that I need. And I need to keep repeating that prayer because procrastination and laziness has gotten into my body this week. I'm also praying to feel at peace and to glow. I'm praying for my Jesus glow to come back within me. I feel like I look happy. and I'm not the happiest at the moment, and I'm just praying to feel at peace despite some of my circumstances. Now let's move into a more fun segment, what I'm watching. This is like my little pop culture segment, and I want to talk to you guys about some things that I've been totally obsessed with TV and media-wise from your favorite media girly, the Chicago Barbie. I am obsessed with the Real Housewives. I've been obsessed with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Potomac. I've been watching those two since I've been home. Absolutely obsessed with them. Those are simultaneously the two best Housewife seasons I think are airing right now. I think they're so good, and I'm obsessed with them. If you're not watching the Real Housewives of Potomac, I don't know what you're doing because it's so good this season. I think this is like the best season. It's so good. I'm also watching a lot of like Bears playoffs because not Bears playoffs, Bears games, because the Bears are doing so good. As a Chicago Bears fan for my entire life, watching the Bears not do as well every season has been the most hurtful and sad thing of my life, and for them to progress and progress and progress. But this year, we called it over the summer. Slouch called it over the summer. Slouch, you were completely right. You're saying the Bears are going to be better because we have a new coach. We have a lot of new free agents on the team. We have some really good draft picks. And the Bears are the number one in the NFC North. I was literally telling my mom and my sister about this today. I was like, I see why men like football. I'm obsessed with it. It's something to scream about. It's something to be obsessed with. I'm glad I work in football. It's the best sport ever. I think it's the best thing since white bread. And I'm totally obsessed with the Bears. I hope to go to a Bears game while I'm home. I think that would be so totally cool and fun. I have a lot of really cool Bears gear to wear. And maybe covering a Bears game, who knows. I also want to watch Quarterback on Netflix. It's this athlete documentary that kind of follows some NFL quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. I totally want to watch it. And if I do watch it, should we do like a movie review? I wouldn't do it on the podcast, but I would probably do it like on YouTube or something. Maybe we could do a quarterback review on YouTube. Is that something you guys want to see? Because I don't put a lot of sports content out on YouTube, like sports commentary. Is that what you guys want to see? Okay. I'm also totally obsessed with like icy and cold makeup tutorials. I want to do some holiday makeup tutorials. I think that's going to be a YouTube video. I've been getting a lot of inspiration from some of my favorite makeup YouTubers and some of my favorite makeup TikTokers. I'm just obsessed with I'm cold makeup. I was trying something different here. Like you guys know, I usually do like a lot of brown eyeshadow. Today I just did a cool little nude with this blue on the inner corner. I'm just trying to experiment with all the snow on the ground. I've also been totally obsessed with Tatum Merrill. Tatum goes to my college, my university, University of Colorado Boulder. She's a Boulder influencer as well as I, and I love Tatum. I love her content. I think she's so relatable. I think she's so fun, and I think she does a great job of relaying the college girl experience. So if you guys have not, go check out Tatum Merrill. Her link will be in the episode description below. And I think something that I've felt like is inspiring for my own podcast and my own show is always the Girl Just Heal podcast. I think it's the podcast that's inspired me the most, and always Anything Goes, because Anything Goes, fun fact, is the podcast that gave me the idea to start the podcast. Okay, let's move into our sixth segment, what I'm wearing. Okay, I am obsessed with like matching sets. I'm wearing a matching set right now. You can't really see it because we're in a podcast studio. I try to sit up a little bit. I'm kind of obsessed with wearing matching sets. You can see I'm wearing like matching pants to this set, and it is the coolest and the cutest thing. For Christmas, I want a bunch of like Lululemon matching sets and aloe and all of that really cool stuff. It's not a want, it's a must. I'm totally obsessed with, like I said, I'm cold makeup. I'm going to be doing that this whole winter. So make sure to stay tuned. I think we have a holiday makeup tutorial coming soon on TikTok. That's what I'm feeling on YouTube. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm also leaning into a big hair that's a Chicago Barbie signature, especially around Christmas time. You guys know I love a Southern blowout for Christmas. Well, I got my Southern blowout, and that is something I'm totally leaning into. On top of my Turkish Delight lip gloss, make sure to go grab that off of my LTK. We're going to a lot of baby pinks, a lot of like snowy, glittery eyeshadow, a lot of pink, a lot of glitter, a lot of diamonds, lots of fun. Okay. Now, we're getting into my favorite segment, which is our Ask Alex segment. You guys know I love this. Make sure to submit your questions onto our Ask Alex segment. The link is in our episode description below and in our YouTube description if you're on YouTube, for a chance to be featured in the next episode of Literally My Life. Okay, first one. Hi, Alex. How do you bounce back from a bad day? Oh, I usually cry. And then I pray, and then I cry and pray at the same time. And then, throughout time, God will give me the strength to completely bounce back. Like sometimes you temporarily bounce back, and then sometimes you fully recover and you bounce back. And that's what I'm doing right now, actually. I'm temporarily bouncing back, and then God's giving me the strength to permanently bounce back. Alex, how do you stay confident on campus? I have to just remind myself who I am and who I am in Christ. That's something I've talked about a lot on here. It's really hard because, like I said, I know I'm not the beauty standard in Boulder. I know that I'm not aesthetically pleasing. I know a bunch of stuff about me. In order to stay confident in myself, I just have to remember who I am in Christ, and remember that I'm not the reflection of somebody's opinion who doesn't know me. Alex, what's a Chicago Barbie non-negotiable? God. Always. I'm God's daughter first. And last question, Alex, how do you juggle school plus content plus your big dreams? God, lots of prayer, to-do lists, and the real answer is I don't. Okay, guys, I love these questions. I know that was super fast, but I'm kind of getting tired and anxious. I'm tired of being anxious. It's a lot. It's a weird mixture. For your chance to be featured in an episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood, make sure to submit your questions in the Ask Alex link. Okay, guys, if you love today's chat, make sure you follow the podcast, share it on your story, tag me. I love doing these podcasts every week. I love talking to you guys every week, and I'm glad we were able to do a really fun episode this week. I think I really needed to do this to get me out of like my little swamp, my little cramp. So talking to you guys about things that I'm obsessed with is so much fun. You guys know I'm always obsessed with you. I'm always obsessed with sharing my life with you guys. I'm always obsessed with talking to you guys. And I'm really happy to do a really fun episode like this. Make sure to submit your Ask Alex questions, and to get all of my holiday favorites off of my LTK and Amazon storefront. Christmas is coming up. You don't really know what you want, so go to my Amazon storefront and my LTK to get some stuff off of my wish list for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for any woman in your life, really, because she'll want what's on my wish list, I'm telling you. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week when I'm back in Colorado. See you guys next Monday on Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood. Bye, guys.